Hello and welcome back. The sun is setting on Lithgow City Raceway, but we have got one more race to go with the Formula 100 heavy race. My name is Matt Nibbers from Go Race Promotions, and we thank you for joining us for this final race as we look at Josh Pontello. Man, we're very familiar with ourselves. Josh has been competing in the KZ2 Masters for the New South Wales KZ2 Super Series, and he now leads the Formula 100 heavy race for round 3 of the 2019 season for the Retro Karting Association. Number 84, Matthew Hinton. Starting out as 6th position as he looks to be getting some last minute tips from Brad Cady. Bit of a debrief. Matthew's been going pretty well so far, starting out as 6th position. Daniel Rickhurt, another name that we are very familiar with. Daniel is definitely a driver to keep an eye on. He starts out at 4th for this heavy Formula 100 heavy final. Seen some very close racing all day from the Formula 100 heavy guys as we're getting set to make a start as Kurt Woodward in the number 6, starting out of 8th position. He had a bit of a shocker in the pre-final. He was way down, way down, and just could not get it together for the pre-finals. We're getting set for the field to make their way out as we go up the grid to look at our pole sitter and the whole field. There's the man that they are chasing. It's Joshua Pontello off pole position for this final race of the weekend. So let's run through the grid as we get set to make a start. As we can see, on pole position, Joshua Pontello. 2nd position will be Paul McKinnon, just jumping out of the Clubman Heavy cart and into the Formula 100 cart. Aaron Jackson in the number 13. He is currently missing at the moment, but hopefully he makes a start, as 4th place will be Daniel Rickhurt. Mark Newman starts out of 5th and Matthew Hinton in 6th position. Aaron Wesley in the 61 will start out as 7th, while Kurt Woodward starts in 8th. Patrick Curry in the 23 starts out in 9th, and Mark Newman in the 70 rounds out your field as we just see Aaron Jackson just make it. As cart just barely touched the ground, and oh no, it's all gone wrong for the 31 already. That cart is not rolling. So carts are making their way out, but the 13 is stuck on the out grid. Oh, this is disaster. This is an absolute disaster. They move him out of the way so the rest of the heavy field can make their way out onto the track for their roll-up lap. What a sound. Is there anything better in the world of karting than the sound of Formula 100 engines screaming around this 756-metre track? Lithgow City Raceway Circuit really lends itself to close racing, and we hope to see a really close battle between these Formula 100 guys. So a pretty good battle between Glenn Riddle and Matthew Wall in the light race, and an equally good battle between Reeve Corbett and Michael Riley in Clubman Light, and Paul McKinnon and Ben Savage in the Clubman Heavy class. So hopefully we see a repeat in the F100 Heavy class. As we see Aaron Jackson finally getting that cart fired up, making his way around the track to join the tail end of this circuit, of this field. May have to start off the very back of this grid though. Huge disaster for Aaron Jackson. Certainly not how you want to round out the day. As we go around one more time, a lot of the field still coming around, getting into position. So we see the number 13 not going to be allowed to start out of his allotted grid spot of 3rd position. It's a real shame for Aaron. He's putting on quite a show with his bicycling antics in that car as we're getting set for a start. And we are racing. Lights out and away we go as we file into turn 1. Who gets the whole shot? As we focus on the midfielders. Oh, they're going 2, almost 3 wide going through turn 2. Not a place you want to go 3 wide as we focus on the leader. It is Josh Pontello who gets the whole shot on the F100 heavy class. He's got Paul McKinnon who launches a savage dive bomb on the number 27. And this allows Daniel Reichert to get through. Oh, Pontello. Must have been some contact there between McKinnon and Pontello as Reichert now goes for the lead. He relegates McKinnon. Oh, it's a drag race down the front straight as Reichert and McKinnon go into the first corner as Reichert takes the lead and allows Pontello back through on McKinnon. So already we've got a brilliant race on our hands. With Reichert launching his own attack on McKinnon and takes the lead. He looks back over his shoulder at Joshua Pontello as they make their way down the hill into the hairpin. Reichert leads Pontello and McKinnon. As a small gap begins to open up between Pontello and McKinnon. Quick look over his shoulder from Pontello to see where McKinnon has gotten to. As he now sits behind Reichert. Daniel Reichert, very experienced driver. In fact, all these drivers are very experienced. You've got Josh Pontello, former factory driver from the Parolin factory over in Italy, raced in the World Championships. And then you've got Paul McKinnon. He has raced at World Championships. So Reichert in really good company in this race as they make their way down the main straight to tick off yet another lap. Reichert continues to lead Pontello as they streak their way around turn 2 and around turn 3 and 4 and make their way down the hill through Siberia. These 3 drivers have really started to gap the rest of the field as Pontello. What legs down the straight that number 27 has. Oh, Reichert, he runs wide and this allows McKinnon back through as Matthew Hinton, he now closes the gap onto the back of Reichert. So this race is just getting tighter and tighter as we look back at Reichert and Hinton as they streak through turn 2 and down into turn 2. So McKinnon now leads Pontello. Pontello's got to be sitting there wondering what he has to do to actually lead the race. Through the hairpin they go as they streak up the hill once more. McKinnon leading Pontello. Paul McKinnon, one of the more ruthless drivers we have ever seen here at Go Race Promotions. He's well known for being one of the toughest drivers to beat in the 4SS Thundersport Tour. He now is right in his element. These are the cars that he grew up with, but he has also got Josh Pontello, who's also spent an equal amount of time in these cars with as good a driver as McKinnon. McKinnon now just working to stretch his advantage. That gap has opened. It's now about 2 to 3 kart lengths between himself and Pontello. Daniel Reichert, he has now started to gap Matthew Hinton, and he is working his way back onto the back of this 2 kart battle. Hoping to see a 3 kart battle soon. As this battle between McKinnon and Pontello is just starting to get a little bit tasty. Oh yes, Pontello right onto the back of McKinnon. He thought about the move, you could just see it. He was thinking about, oh, McKinnon, he's under pressure. That is a rare mistake. That is a rare mistake from McKinnon. We never see mistakes from McKinnon in our own series, the 4SS Thundersport Tour. Oh, Pontello, he definitely thought about it. Definitely thought about the dive bomb going into turn 3. So we've got one of the hardest drivers to pass and one of the most aggressive drivers we have ever seen in Josh Pontello. Pontello has been known He's not scared to do the dive bomb. We have seen this in the KZ2 Masters and in every other class that Pontello's ever raced in. I've personally raced against Josh several times, and you just never know when he is going to throw it up the inside of you. But you just got to respect. You've got to respect these two drivers no matter what. I've personally competed against both of them, and they are just outstanding competitors. These two drivers, they will not give you an inch as Pontello thinks about it again. The dive bomb going into the final corner. McKinnon, another mistake. McKinnon is really under pressure here. Pontello has just got the blowtorch, the Paralympic supplied blowtorch onto the back of that 42, and he is just wearing down Paul McKinnon. Don't usually see McKinnon make so many mistakes. So he is under, oh, he clips that curb. Oh, he knows he's made a mistake. Look over his shoulder. He knows he made a mistake there. So Pontello, that will encourage Pontello, but Reichert is closing the gap between himself and the leading two, and Kurt Woodward is coming as well. So Woodward has made an absolute sterling recovery. He has come from 8th, and he now sits in 4th, and he is closing the gap onto the back of Reichert. So will Woodward feature in this race? And oh, he clips that curb again. McKinnon clips that curb again. It was a mistake. He knows it was a mistake. As Pontello, McKinnon leaves the door open, and that's all the invitation that Pontello needs. Oh, McKinnon not happy. May have been a bit of contact there. So McKinnon really unimpressed with the move. It was aggressive. But you just cannot leave half the door open when you have Josh Pontello behind you. So Pontello now finally leads this race, and he has now gapped Reichert, who took advantage of the shenanigans into the final corner, and he now leads as Woodward is now onto the back of McKinnon as well. So this is now a four-way battle for the lead. But Pontello is now stretching the legs of the number 27. Quick look over his shoulder to see where the number 90 is. McKinnon now trying to recover the time lost. See, oh! Reichert, he slaps that curb hard going through turn 2. That will have cost him time. And he hits the curb going through Siberia. That will open up the door. Paul McKinnon does not need a second invitation. There's now Woodward. He will now look to capitalise as well. So the number 9, he has fought his way from the back of this field and now is looking at a podium position. Oh, that's not the way to do it though, Kurt, because he puts a wheel off. But look at the gap that Pontello has opened on these three. They have been fighting and bickering, and Pontello has just driven away. There's not much time left in this race. Pontello makes his way back down the back straight into the hairpin and back up the hill. One more time. Pontello can keep this together. It will be a well-deserved win. Very aggressive move on McKinnon in the last corner a few laps ago. Really blew this race wide open as the 27 makes his way down the hill through Siberia and back onto the back straight, the fastest point of this circuit. Quick little pat on the airbox as Pontello, he has a big look over his shoulder as they cross through the second last corner, and now the final corner. Josh Pontello will take the checkered flag and a well-deserved win for the 27. He had to fight tooth and nail to take that one. Paul McKinnon takes home second places. Let's have a look at the final results. Joshua Pontello takes home the victory in the F100 heavy final ahead of Paul McKinnon in number 42. Daniel Reichert rounds out the podium finishes with Kurt Woodward. Bring it home in fourth position. A fantastic recovery from the number 9. Matthew Hinton holds on to a top 5 position ahead of Aaron Wesley. Aaron Jackson, a very tough race, finishes down in 7th position. So a great race from the F100 heavy guys. as we wrap up our coverage of the Retro Karting Association round. We'd like to thank the RKA for hosting us this weekend. We hope to be back for another.